Hello guys and welcome to a brand new video. So today you're jumping for another Premier League prediction. That is right, in this Game Week we predict Premier League Game Week 18 predictions. And as you can see, it is Christmas guys, it is one day until Christmas. So I hope you guys have a fantastic Christmas. We are going to be back better than ever after the new year. So here we go guys, we do not stop this series, okay? Wherever we are, we do not stop this series. So in this series guys, I'll talk about each side, give some predictions about, give some details about it, so give my prediction at the end of that conversation. So, I'd like to say video, hit that like button, subscribe if you're not ready, and without further ado, let's begin with our Boxing Day / after Christmas fixtures. First up then, we've got Man United versus Newcastle. Man United lost 2-1 to Aston Villa, which in my opinion, United had quite a few chances to put the game to bed, but they could not do it. So yeah, they still remain in 6th place. It's, again, Man United are just Man United. Every time they do well, they always seem to fall back after a couple of games or so. But you know what? They should have probably got a draw or win against Aston Villa. So they did play quite well, but they did still lose. So that is the obviously the bad thing about it. Okay, they're up against Newcastle, who went 2-0 up against Chelsea. Then they ended up drawing 2-2 against Chelsea. I mean, in my opinion, Newcastle probably should have won. Obviously 2-0 up, they should have just, kept it tight at the back, but obviously they chose to put too much pressure on them to get the win. But yeah, you know what, their point is a point, and they only remain 3 points behind Man United, so this game is crucial for both Man United and Newcastle, because Newcastle sit in 11th place, so from 6th to 11th, they're only 3 points in it, so it's very, very tight. Waldemar made up for his mistake against Sunderland to get his 2 goals against Chelsea. But overall, a point is a point. It's better than nothing. Man United, guys, are very inconsistent. So that's why I've got Newcastle to beat Man United 2-1. Damn, this beard is so goddamn itchy, man. But you know what? I am Santa for today's video, guys. So let's keep it going. Forest versus ManCity. So Forest lost 1-0 to Fulham on Monday night. Remain 5 points above relegation. Okay, so yeah. By Forest's standards, guys, obviously from last season, it's been very, very poor season. I think Forest need to write this season off. I think they'll be safe this year. As I said, I don't think they'll get relegated because I think they are a little bit too good for that. But obviously from last season, it is a massive, massive drop-off. Sean Dyche obviously has come in. He's done a decent job. But he obviously 5 points above relegation. They got a bit of breathing space. They're up against ManCity, who beat West Ham 3-0, which now puts them on a 6-game win streak in 2nd place. That is right. They now only sit 2 points behind leaders Arsenal. I've got to say, Man City are breathing down Arsenal's neck, because in my opinion, Arsenal aren't playing that well, but Man City are playing well. So I think when they play each other later on in the season again, I think we'll see a bit of a different class to Man City. But in my opinion, Man City will win the league because they've got a fantastic striker, Haaland, who is scoring goals for fun. Yet again, he scored 19 goals, by the way, in 18 games. So he is on fire. Just on that, guys, on the way Man City are right now, they are on fire. So I've got Man City to beat Forest 3-0. Next up, we've got Arsenal versus Brighton. We just spoke about Arsenal, guys, but we'll get on to it right now. So Arsenal beat Everton 1-0 by a penalty by Gyokeres. Yes, they won, but it was not convincing. That is right, guys. Arsenal are slowly, yeah, they are winning games, but they are slowly deteriorating. Okay, they were so far ahead in the league, but obviously the results recently have not gone their way. But you know what? A win is a win. A 1-0 win against Everton, in my opinion, are on fire. So, a good win overall. But they've got a tough task. Okay, Gyokeres, again, I just said to you about Haaland and Gyokeres. Obviously, if Man City have a proven goal scorer in Haaland. Gyokeres' first season in the Premier League, guys. Okay, yes, I know it's done well in the Portuguese league, but that is the Portuguese league. And to be fair, though, he hasn't really set it on fire, guys, this season. Yes, he scored a couple of goals in the Premier League, but he does not look as good as Haaland. Yes, it's it takes time to bed in and stuff like that. But in my opinion, I don't think Gyokeres will be anywhere near as good as Haaland. He did get the winning goal against Everton for the penalty to get the win. So that is the main thing, okay. They are only winning by at least 1 goal. In their last 3 games, they have won 2, lost 1. Obviously, they lost 2-1 to Villa, 2-1 against Wolves, 2 own goals, and only 1-0 against Everton. So they are literally winning by 1 goal, but again, that is all that matters. They're up against Brighton, who drew 0-0 with a fantastic Sunderland side. That is right, so good draw for Brighton right there against a tough Sunderland team. Now moved them up to 9th place in the table, and you know what, Arsenal could have some troubles against Brighton because Brighton just never give up. They never ever give up, and that is why Brighton are the way they are right now. They play for everyone, you know, they play for each other, and that is all you can ask for, okay. But guys, the way Arsenal are right now and the way Brighton are, I've got this game to end as a draw. That's right, guys. I've got Arsenal versus Brighton to end as a 2-2 draw. Next up, we've got Brentford versus Bournemouth, guys. So Brentford beat Wolves 2-0. Fantastic win for Brentford right there, okay. That has now moved them up to 12th place in the table. And they are pushing up the table, guys, nice and slow. And that's all you can ask for. They are pushing up the league nice and slowly, okay. Yeah, honestly, guys, Brentford are such a good side. They have been going through a massive change this season with managers, players leaving. So the way they are performing right now, you know, they're doing better than they did last season. That's a massive achievement because obviously Keith Andrews has come in as a set-piece coach and now a manager. And sometimes when they come in as a set-piece coach or like a second manager, you know, they don't do that well. But Keith Andrews came in and he's got all the players on board with his system and it is working nice and slowly, but fair play. They're up against Bournemouth, guys, who drew 1-1 with Burnley, okay. In their last 3 games, though, they have played 3 and drew 3. So they've got 3 points from 3 games. In my opinion, obviously, by recent form, it's pretty good for Bournemouth, okay, pretty good. Obviously, they had a fantastic start to the season. That actually dropped down. They're now sitting 15th, so from 4th place in the table to start the season to 15th is a massive drop off. This game, guys, could be quite good again. There's only 1 point in it between Brentford and Bournemouth, so both of these teams will want to win because, like I say, guys, this league this season is super tight. But I do have this game as another draw as well, guys. I've got this game to end as another 1-1 draw. And next we've got Burnley versus Everton. Okay, so Burnley, guys, ended a massive 8-game losing streak to get a draw against a very good Bournemouth side. They do remain 6 points away from safety, which is a massive point gap. But you know what? A point is a point against a good Bournemouth side. So can that now motivate the Burnley players to do better? Because obviously, start the season, guys, Burnley were on fire. You know, they're picking up points everywhere they went, and obviously them points slowly dropped with 8 defeats in a row. Now they've got that little bad form out of the way. Hopefully now this can push them on to get a few more points in the season. Up against Everton, who only lost 1-0 to Arsenal. You've got Jude Bellingham on the left and Jack Grealish on the left. When them two are playing together, they look ever so good. So obviously, because Jude Bellingham has done his hamstring, that is a massive player that Everton will lose and miss massively. So I think that played a bit of a part as well because they didn't really create much against Arsenal. But they did try and battle, and that is the main thing. They do sit in 10th place. So, you know, still a good season for Everton, but they can do much better if they keep all their players nice and fit. Everton to beat Burnley 2-1. Next we've got Liverpool versus Wolves. Liverpool beat Spurs 2-1, which puts more misery on Spurs, but we'll get to them in a moment. Yeah, so good win for Liverpool, guys, okay. They have now in their last 5 games won 3 and drew 2, so they're picking up points. They have put their little bad spell behind them and they are looking a decent side again. So beating teams like Spurs is a massive, you know, statement. Isaac again scored again for his 2nd goal for Liverpool, but he did go off injured and apparently he has broke his ankle, so that will set him back until the end of the season. I think it will now, and you know, I think this season for Isaac is a bit of a write-off. I think he just needs to start again next season and just do well in pre-season, get fully fit, and then he can push on next season and pay back the money, you know, that Liverpool paid for him at the start of the season. But yeah, they do sit in 5th place. They have pushed up in the league massively, but I don't think they'll win the league because they're 10 points behind leader Arsenal. But you never know, guys. The Premier League is full of surprises. We shall see what happens. They're up against Wolves, who lost 2-0 to Brentford. And that is all I can say, guys. They sit on 2 points. And I think, right now, I think they've got the record, okay, before Christmas. They got the least points in the season. So, you know what? Wolves are on track to beat Derby's record of 11 points in one season. 2 points, guys. Yeah, they are massively behind. They are literally 16 points behind safety, and I think it's just a matter of time now until Wolves are confirmed relegation. They're the only team in the league not to win a game. And yeah, guys, Wolves look a defeated side and they're up against Liverpool, so yeah, it could be a massive thrashing yet again. That's what I can say about Wolves. They're being appalling this season and they do not deserve to be in the Premier League at this rate. So guys, I've got this game to end as if Liverpool win. That's why I've got Liverpool to beat Wolves. A massive 4-0. Next, got West Ham versus Fulham, guys. So West Ham lost 3-0 to ManCity at the weekend, which remains them, you know, keep them in 18th place in the table, 5 points behind safety. So West Ham have a lot to do, man. Trust me, they have a lot to do. I thought West Ham would turn a point about 4 or 5 games ago where they went unbeaten for about 3 games, but all that has come back again. They have now, obviously in the last 5 games, they have lost 3 and drew 2, so form-wise, it's not great. And Nuno Santo, man, he got a massive job to do. I think West Ham's priority in the transfer window is a new striker, because obviously Fulgrug is about to leave in January, and in my opinion, you know, he deserves to go because he has not done anything for West Ham. You've got Callum Wilson, who's always injured, don't score enough goals in my opinion, so West Ham need a striker quick and fast. I think they'll get one in January, but yeah, Santo's got a massive job to do in January to try and sort this goal scoring thing out, because they do not score enough goals, and that is why they are in the bottom 3. Up against Fulham, who beat Forest 1-0. A fantastic win for Fulham right there. Raul Jimenez again, proving why he is still Fulham's #1 goal scorer, striker to start the game. Okay, yeah, Raul Jimenez, guys, what a player. But yes, you know, he had a massive, awful injury with his head injury for playing for Wolves, and you know, I thought that was it for him, but he's come back stronger. You know, he's come back scoring goals, and you know, Fulham, I've relied on him this season to get the goal because he's only there right now, their only main fit striker, and he's proving it. You know, he's doing well. He's doing well. So to keep him fit and provide for him like they did yesterday. Yes, he scored a penalty, but again, a penalty came from in foul, and obviously Raul Jimenez put the ball in the back of the net, and that was the main thing. All right, and you know what, Fulham are slowly pushing up that table right now. They sit in 13th place, so they are slowly moving up the table. They have now won 2 on the bounce, so Fulham are slowly finding that form, and rightly so, guys, because Marco Silva is a good manager. So Fulham should be higher than where they are, but it's a one step in the right direction, winning games, and that's all you can ask for. But I've got this game, guys. Fulham have trouble scoring goals as well, but I do have this game to end as a draw. That's why I've got this game, guys, to end as a 1-1 draw. This is going to be game of the weekend. It is Chelsea versus Aston Villa. Chelsea come back from 2-0 down to draw with Newcastle. A good fighting point for Chelsea right there. This is, by the way, 3rd versus 4th, so massive things on the line in this game. Chelsea sit a massive 7 points away from Aston Villa, so Chelsea need this win more than Villa, because obviously to close the gap on the top 3, okay, and yeah, this game could be game of the weekend in my opinion. A good fight back from 2-0 down to draw with Newcastle 2-2, but Chelsea, guys, you know, Chelsea are letting in quite a few goals. Villa are right now. Villa are on fire, scoring goals. So it could be quite a brutal game and a very energetic goal-scoring game. But yeah, they're up against Villa, guys, who beat Man United 2-1. Fantastic win. Villa are literally right 3 points away from leaders Arsenal. So Villa need this win more than Chelsea in my opinion, because Chelsea, guys, yeah, we know, guys, Chelsea are a top 6 club in the Premier League, okay, yeah, Chelsea do not need any introduction. Chelsea do not need any more publicity in the league, because obviously, you know, top 6. I want Villa to do well this season, you know, I want Villa to prove to the top 6 that lower teams in the league can put up a good fight against the top 6. And you know what? That is what is happening. So that is why I think, guys, Aston Villa have a fantastic player, Morgan Rogers, by the way. In my opinion, he's going to be a massive England star in a few years to come. Fantastic player, and you know, say he scored 2 against Man United. He looks fantastic. To get him scoring like they are now, you know, they could put up a good fight against Arsenal and Man City. So guys, just on that, I've got Villa to beat Chelsea. That is right, I've got Villa to beat Chelsea 2-0. Sunderland versus Leeds. So Sunderland, guys, with a fantastic 0-0 draw against a very good Brighton side. That is right. Sunderland sit a massive 6th place in the table. And like I say, guys, it's great to see these lower teams fighting these top 6 sides in the top half of the table. That is right. Obviously, like, we are so used to seeing the top 6 always in the top, you know, top 10. So it's nice to see some lower teams in the league doing well and better than other top 6 teams. Yeah, you know, Sunderland, guys, they have literally done so well. They're literally only 12 points behind first place. I mean, yeah, 12 points is a lot, guys, but someone like Sunderland, who have just come up from the Championship, the teams that come up from the Championship, guys, always struggle with the first season, obviously, to try and get the different play sorted out, because obviously from the Championship to the Prem is a massive step up. And obviously, but Sunderland have really done that. You know, Sunderland have really come in the season, brought players in, brought some key players in. Venik Xhaka, what a player, man. He's 32 years old, he's the captain, he's bossing it, and even Sunderland's manager saying how good a professional Xhaka is. So getting him in, guys, this season was a massive key part of their success this season. Up against Leeds, okay, who are on fire right now. That is right. Leeds in their last 4 games have won 2 and drew 2, okay, and they have literally picked up so many points. They sit on 19th place. They have moved up to 16th in the table. The thing is about Leeds, guys, I'll tell you this about Leeds right now, is Leeds, last time they came to the Premier League, they didn't really have a proven goal scorer. They had Patrick Bamford as their #1 striker in the Premier League last time out. And obviously Bamford, guys, you know, he is not a Premier League player in my opinion. But this year, they have Calvert-Lewin, who they've signed on a free transfer. He scored 7 goals for them this season. That's a massive key part of their success this year. They have a striker who can put the ball in the back of the net. You know what, if he keeps scoring goals like he is, he could be in the World Cup squad for England. In my opinion, you know, so far at the players, you've got Welbeck, Calvert-Lewin, them 2 deserve to be behind Harry Kane in the World Cup. Forget Ollie Watkins, he's not scoring enough goals for me. Welbeck and Calvert-Lewin right now, the way Calvert-Lewin is right now, he's back to his best. 7 goals this season, massive achievement for him, and that is the difference between Leeds, guys. They have a striker that they can rely on to score goals this year. The way Leeds are right now, I've got this game to end as a very exciting draw. That's why I've got this game to end as a 2-2 draw. We are down to the final game of this game week, guys. It's Crystal Palace versus Spurs. That is right. So Palace just lost 4-1 to Leeds. Like I just said to you, man, Leeds bossed Palace. Yeah, very shocking result for Palace considering how well they have done this season. They have lost a couple of games now on the bounce. They have now lost 2 games on the bounce, which now moves them down to 8th place in the table. But again, it's still a massive achievement for Palace, man, considering how, you know, their team have lost some good players, you know, Eze and stuff like that. You know, they've done well. 8th place in the table. They got a quarter-final cup game as well this week. So, you know what? If it's bad to say about Palace, they'll bounce back from that 4-1 defeat because obviously, you know, teams have bad games, guys, all season. You know, at least one bad game. And I think that was Palace's bad game. So now they put that behind them now and try and just start again. Forget about that result and start again. Because they're up against Spurs, guys, who lost 2-1 to Liverpool, okay, which now sees them in a massive 14th place. That is right. Spurs, just like last season, Spurs finished 17th last season in the Premier League. Now they are 14th in the season, so they have not done any better than what they have done with the managers on Ampoglu and Thomas Frank. They only sit 9 points above the relegation zone, and Spurs, man, are just Spurs. They just cannot do it anymore. They just cannot do it anymore. So just on that reason, guys, I've got this game to end as a Palace winner. So I've got Palace, guys, to beat Spurs 1-0. That's my Premier League Game Week 18 predictions. If you did enjoy today's video, hit the like button, subscribe if you're not already. Cut this beard off, man, because oh, it's itchy. But yeah, guys, like I say, it's Christmas right now. It's Christmas Eve. It's Christmas Eve as you're watching this. So I hope you guys have a fantastic Christmas. We'll be back straight after Christmas with some unboxing videos on my second channel. So if you've not subscribed to my second channel, guys, it's Jacobs Collects Cards, which is my love for collecting cards. I love collecting cards. So that is, if you've not subscribed to that channel yet, go and subscribe to that. I've got some exciting things coming out to unbox. And also this channel, guys, you know, the series will just keep getting bigger because recently the support has been amazing. So thank you for that. But anyway, guys, have a good Christmas. I'll see you guys super soon. So thank you for watching. Good and good night.